Okay. So, this is where you likely landed up in this. When you went to your Canvas page here, I want to just a sort of disclaimer. This is a first for everyone involved, all the teachers. This is the first time. It's not like during the regular school year where you sort of had e-learning and you had your courses already done, the communication was already there, you already knew the kids. I don't know any of you. I don't, hopefully, over the course of the summer school, you know, we're talking on Zoom, whatever, we get to know each other a little bit. But um, I don't know if all of this is I can't guarantee that this summer school course is going to be perfectly functional. I think it is. I think I have everything's working. But please, if you are going through the summer school course and you're like, something's not working for me, please email me. The fastest way to get a hold of me is through Google Hangouts. You guys all have access to Google Hangouts. So on your iPad or on your phone, download the app, Google Hangouts, and you should always just have that anyways. And then you could just type in my name, it'll come up because we have a shared Google account through the school. My name should come up, Eric Roulet. And so when you message me on Google Hangouts, it sends a notification directly to my phone. Otherwise, if you just send me an email, it just, whenever I check my email, which may be an hour or two later, if you are trying to work on something and you need help or something's not working, the fastest way to get it fixed or to get a response is through Google Hangouts. It's like a text messaging app for Google, and it goes right to my phone, so I get it immediately. So this is the course. A little sort of intro here. There's the course rules and policies, so it has the breakdown of what you're supposed to be doing each day. It also has the grade breakdown. Basically, 50% goes towards your tests, 35% goes towards quizzes, and then 15% will go towards the practice / homework, whatever. Not really homework, you're home anyways. So all that information is there, and I'm going to explain all that as I go through here. But it's all in that document if you need to refer back to it. So first things first, my email is here, though the preferred way to contact me is through Google Hangouts. That's going to be your fastest response. I can jump on my iPad or on my computer and help you right away. My set office hours are between 8 and 10 a.m. So yes, they're in the morning, but you would have been at school anyways during those times. My wife is in the middle of nursing school, so she's got stuff she's doing. So my set office hours are between 8 and 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday, but I will check emails and Google Hangouts regularly during the summer school hours. So the normal summer school hours are, I think, from 7:30 or to 12:30 or something, or 8 to 12:30. So I will be responding to pretty quickly if you use Google Hangouts during those normal summer school hours, Monday through Friday. Now, if you text me or message me on Sunday night or something like that, you may not hear from me till tomorrow morning. But I will try to get to you guys as soon as I can. Here's the schedule too. The way that this works is that you will start in module 1 and you have to go in order. You can't just skip around and skip things. So what that'll look when you start module 1 is you're going to have to go through these in order. So today is June 3rd. You'll start here. There is a survey that's here. It's a really short survey. It'll take you like 5 minutes to do. It just sort of, what is your situation like, and what are you going to devote certain time periods to summer school, just to make sure it's you're making sure you're giving yourself the best opportunity to pass. There's the day. So day 1, you can do this so you have 15 days to complete the class. The class ends on June 23rd. You can do day 1 on day 1, and then day 2 on day 2, which is June 4th, and day 3, which is on June 5th. You can do the lessons just day by day, or you can do it faster if you want. You don't have to do only day one on day one. You could, like, maybe if you feel ambitious and you want to do 2 or 3 days in one day, you can. Or maybe you're like, you know that you're going to be out of town for a weekend or something like that, or for a significant time, and you want to get ahead so that you don't have to work while you're gone. Feel free. This is self-paced. I have had kids go through the summer school class in a week. So it doesn't take 15 days if you're really motivated to get it done. The faster you get it done, the sooner you can get back to your summer and doing whatever you want, not have to worry about any work or tests or quizzes. So you can go as fast as you want, but you do have to keep up with the schedule. If you get behind, you do get marked absent. So if you are inactive on Canvas for a day, or you get more than 2 days behind, you can be removed from summer school. So it is important that you stay at least with the days. You can go faster if you want, but if you get behind, it's really difficult to catch up, especially if you're more than 2 days behind. So make sure you stay on top of that. So how this works, every day is pretty much the same. There's your survey. If you can do it, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't take very long. But you'll start out at 6.1. Like I said, every day is roughly going to be the same. You'll do 2 lessons, 2 homeworks, and a quiz every day, pretty much every day. Some days there are 4 tests this semester for Unit 6, 7, 8, and 9. And so those particular days will have tests, and I'll show you what that looks like. So every lesson will have notes. So you'll open up the notes in Notability, and then you can split screen it on your iPad with the video notes. The video notes will match the notes. Watch and take notes, because you can use your notes on the quizzes. Obviously, the quizzes are at home. I mean, so it'd be silly to say you can't use your notes, because there'd be no way to track that. So you can use your notes on your quizzes. It would definitely be wise to do that, obviously, because you can't go past the quizzes unless you score a 70% or better. So there's the notes, there's the video, and then if you go to the next section, here's your worksheet. You'll pull that into Notability. It tells you what problems to do, and when you're done, you submit it. You just have to submit it to, it looks like 2 people have already submitted these, but you just have to submit a completed assignment before you can move on. Like I said, these are completion grades. These homeworks are just completion grades. It's up to you whether or not you take time to get them all right. If you just want to, if you're going to turn in a blank document just to get ahead, then you're going to get a 0 on the homework, and then you're not going to be prepared to take your quiz or your test. So it's going to be important that you do these and stay sort of, keep the integrity of the homework and doing those. So once you submit a homework assignment, you'll then have access to the key. And so you'll want to go through and check all your answers to make sure that you got everything right. If there's any questions, you can ask me, or you can say, hey, can you get on a Zoom? I don't understand why this is all real numbers, or why this is y is greater than or equal to -6. And so that you know what you're doing before moving on. Then you'll move on to the second lesson for the day. Every day, just about every day, includes 2 lessons and a quiz. So again, lesson, and then a video. And then again, there's a homework assignment. You'll pull that into Notability, do the problems that I ask you to do, and then you'll submit it to Canvas. So nobody's done this one yet. So nobody's quite as to here yet. Once you've completed the day's work, there will be a quiz and or test. This quiz is on Canvas. You'll just go through Canvas, follow the directions, make sure that you're answering the questions the way that they want you to answer them. So just read the directions. You'll go through, complete the quiz, submit it. If you get above a 70%, it'll automatically go forward. if you don't get a 70% on the quiz, which keep in mind you could use your notes and stuff like that. So if you don't get a 70%, you can't move on until you do. You get to take 2 times. You get to take this 2 times. If you don't get a 70% after taking it the second time, you're stuck. It will not let you pass, and you cannot take another attempt until I open it for you. So definitely make sure that you are ready to take your quizzes before you take it a second time, especially because after that, then you're stuck. Okay, so then you got to contact me and we got to go over some stuff, and then I got to reopen an attempt for you to go on it again. So you get 2 attempts to try to just do it on your own. Otherwise, you're stuck until I let you have an extra attempt. And that's how most of the days are going to end. So you'll do the 2 lessons, take a quiz, and then yay, you're done. Congratulations. Now you can continue moving on. Or you can say, you know what, that's day 1. I've done day 1. I'm done. Okay. I would assume that most of you want to get through this as fast as possible. That's most students. I do have a few students that are like, no, I love summer school. I'm going to just make this as long as possible. But most kids are like, I don't want to do this any longer. I'm going to just plow through all this stuff, get it done. So I'm done and my summer can start. I don't have to worry about any stuff. That would be my advice to do that. Let's skip ahead to 1. So the day 2, similar to day 1, 2 lessons. Now day 3, you'll see that just like day 1 and 2, you'll have a lesson, a homework, a lesson, and a homework. Now here on day 3, you have a quiz and a test. So once you get a passing grade on the quiz, you'll move on to the Unit 6 test. The Unit 6 test is timed. Well, all the quizzes are timed, but you get like an hour to do the quizzes, which is more than enough time to take those quizzes. Just keep track of the time limit. Don't just start a quiz and then go off and like eat lunch or something like that and come back, because then you're going to waste an attempt. All the quizzes and tests are timed. So make sure that when you start a quiz, I'm going to sit here and take this quiz till it's done. I can't take a break or whatever because they are timed. And if you run out of time, you lose an attempt. Same thing with tests. You have an hour to take a test. And the timer starts when you hit start, so you'll hit start quiz and then it's going to come up and there's your test. The test is a PDF that you'll pull into Notability, do the test, and then submit it as long as it's within 60 minutes. If you have an IEP or 504 that does allow for extra time, please let me know. Like, hey, I'm about to start my Unit 6 test. I have extra time on my IEP or 504, and I can go and I can manually adjust it for time and a half to give you guys extra time. If you're like, what the heck is an IEP or a 504, then don't worry about it because that's not you. Those of you who have IEPs or 504s know you have IEPs or 504s. So Mr. Ringel is with me on this too, so you may hear from me or Mr. Ringel at any time if you know who Mr. Ringel is. So he's a resource teacher, and so he'll be on here as well. And that's how you do tests. Once you've submitted your test, you only get to take the test once. That's it. So make sure you're ready. You can use any of your notes, anything that you've done. You can use any of those resources to take your tests. Just make sure that it is you, in fact, taking these tests. So there's no real way to monitor that other than just giving you the time limits. But again, we're trying to work with protecting the integrity here. Once you submit the test, you can move on to the next day. There's no minimum score you need. I will grade those by hand. By the way, all this stuff will be entered in PowerSchool. I will be updating PowerSchool pretty much every day. It might be every other day, but I will be updating PowerSchool so you can see your updated grades. So you guys can keep track of that. And that's pretty much it. All the tests are similar. So you'll start Unit 7. There'll be notes and quizzes, notes and quizzes, notes and quizzes, tests, notes and quizzes, notes and quizzes, notes and quizzes, tests. So it's pretty much the same thing each day. Now, you will need a graphing calculator. So if you don't have a TI-83, TI-84, or any of those Texas Instruments graphing calculators, there is one right here in Canvas that you can link to. It links to the iStep version, so you guys should be familiar with iStep. So it's going to take you to another tab in which you will go. I know this seems silly. This is in Minnesota, I think, but you'll hit start, and then up here on the top is a calculator, and there is your graphing calculator. You can keep this tab open, maybe do a split screen on your iPad when you are doing your work, so you have access to. A lot of things I'll show you how to do on a TI-84 or TI-83, and so this is what I'm referring to when you're doing those. So just keep that in mind. Get out of that. That's okay. Okay. So trying to think if there's anything else. Does anyone have any questions? Please now ask. Is there anything? It's not very complicated. I'm just hoping everything works and that you're able to move through all the stuff. If you're like, hey, it's saying that it's not published or it's locked or something like that, then I'll check. I try to make sure everything was working. You do have to go in sequential order. You can go as fast as you want. Any questions? Maybe you haven't started yet and you just don't know what questions to ask. So, but like I said, if you have questions, I encourage you to ask them. I definitely, certainly encourage you to ask these questions. So if you have questions, please reach out to me. Google Hangouts. You just go on your Google, just download the Google app, sign in with your school email account, and then you'll have all those contacts, and you go, Eric Goulet. My name is somewhere in here. Yeah, it's plastered everywhere on this page. Eric Goulet, and then you'll be able to ask me, hey, this is so-and-so. I need help with this or something. Just contact me on Google Hangouts. That is definitely the fastest way to get a hold of me. And make sure you're staying active every day. Now, if you do get ahead several days and I see that you haven't been on in a couple days, I may reach out to you. I may say, hey, just want to make sure everything's good. You're still going. Maybe you went out of town. You got ahead. As long as you're not behind, I'm not gonna bug you or your parents too much. But if you do get behind, or I see you've been inactive for a day or two, then I'm going to reach out to you guys, see what's going on. But if you're behind, for sure, and if you get behind more than 2 days, then there's a good possibility they're just going to remove you from the summer school program. So, and we don't want that to happen. Stop share. All right.